That's why we give you more ways to bet on the NHL. Whether you want to...
Many blessings to the hockey gods. After this, and we've got ourselves another OT game. Back-to-back overtimes on Tuesday night, and you've got me sending many blessings to the hockey gods. After the Stars kicked the Avs booty in the first period, going up 3-0, the Avs, as they do, got their shit together. It started the slow but steady comeback. Nichushkin would get his 8th playoff goal to start the comeback as he tucks away some garbage on the side of the net on the PP. Then 5 minutes later, on the PP once again, and this time it's Nichushkin to Makar, who just rips it through traffic, finding the back of the net 3-2. Then, just 40 seconds into the third, Mac wastes no time tying things up as he puts away a rebound, and just like that, we're tied up, and we're reminded not to doubt the offensive juggernaut that is the Colorado Avalanche. And I feel like I've seen this Avs team do this so many times where they give up a multi-goal lead. Maybe Georgie lets in a bit of a soft one, but then just like that, they lock in and make a crazy comeback. And because of the comeback, like I said at the top, we were headed to OT again on Tuesday night, and just over halfway through the first extra frame, we get our conclusion as Cogliano just throws it up the ice as Miles Wood turns on the Jets and cooks the Dallas backline. He gets past Heiskanen with ease, no easy feat by the way, then pulls it across the crease, beating the Otter and taking game 1 for Colorado. Just a beautiful goal to put the Stars away, who now find themselves in the same hole that they dug themselves in round 1, giving up home ice advantage after one game. But I suppose it worked last time, so maybe one more loss for them, and they'll have the Avs right where they want them. I'm joking though, in all honesty, this one is going to sting for the Stars. They had been outplaying the Avs in OT before the goal, and I was thinking they were going to pull it back. But that's hockey. Georgiev, despite my chirp at him earlier, made some unreal saves until one guy remembers to turn on the Mad Catz turbo button, and just like that, game over. 1-0 series lead for the Avalanche now as the Stars will look to even it up on Thursday. And this series is so far from over. I mean, obviously it was one game 1 at that. Remember the Avs lost game 1, round 1. I feel like this one really could go the distance and give us another 7-game series. Hopefully, or it might be boring if the Avs make Otter look like Hellebuck. But let us know what you think of game 1. Are the Stars going to rally back on Thursday? Your thoughts and more down below. So Andrew Cogliano still in the NHL. Love that for him.
That was something else, man. If I'm the Oilers, I'm totally shocked right now. You go up 4-1, the game's totally in your control. It looked like you might cruise to a Game 1 win and another Zach Hyman playoff hat trick. Instead, the TSN turning point of this game was Elias Lindholm behind the net. Initially, I thought it went off Darnell Nurse's skate, but it actually goes off Stuart Skinner's stick. And now we're going to the second intermission with a 2-goal game instead of 3. That's huge. Then we head to the third. It's 4-on-4. I know Kevin Bieksa mentioned it, but it really is true. That was such a Crosby-like tip from JT Miller. It was beautiful. Even on TV, you could feel the building just completely explode after that. You could almost feel that energy from the fans, like, oh, we're coming back, aren't we? Then, look, I know it depends what those picks end up being, but if I'm a Canucks fan, I'm so happy that my team traded that 3rd and that 5th for Nikita Zadorov. He's been fantastic for this team, especially in the playoffs. He's been so impactful, and even though he's been there less than a year, it really seems from the outside anyways that he's a leader on that team already, especially during the playoffs. Look, he wanted out of Calgary. I don't blame the Flames for making that trade, but holy, that looks good for the Canucks, even before he unloaded that blast to tie the game at 4. I don't know about you guys, but for me, that was the moment where I was like, wow, what just happened? I mean, I know the season series was dominated by the Canucks, but most of those games were at the beginning of the season. Edmonton came out and looked so ready to take over this game. How is it 4-4 right now? Is Shaq Hyman in net instead of Skinner? Then there's the Garland one. I mean, for a Stanley Cup playoff game-winning goal, to be a fake slapper pump fake through the wickets is unbelievably rock star. And it's not like he put it in from the high slot or in front. He scored from here. He didn't even put it straight in. He had to bank it off Skinner's pad, and it changed angles to go in. That's what the playoffs are all about. Electric goals like that people tell stories about to their kids or their friends or family. It becomes part of the team's history and lore. Obviously, Oiler fans are not seeing it that way. They're ticked that this is how the game ended. But for the general hockey fans who are just watching this without being emotionally invested in one of the two teams, and for Canucks fans, of course, that was a special moment. Now, you know I gotta say it, the obligatory, this series isn't over yet, but I gotta say say because it's true. I mean, the Oilers, they're not just going to lay down because they lost one game. Even if it was in heartbreaking fashion, it's a 7-game series. They're going to move forward, and I expect them to come out with a vengeance in game 2. No, not that kind of vengeance. I feel like I've been saying this about all the series in round 2, but it's true, man. In my opinion, they've all been really fun to watch so far. And this one is no different. I mean, the magic that the Canucks have going right now, clashing with an Oilers team that has so much pressure and expectation to get over the hump and to make a serious push at a Stanley Cup here, it's top tier entertainment. What'd you think of this one? Were you there? If you were there, tell me about how electric that was. It must have been unreal. And how do you think the rest of the series is going to unfold? Because yes, game 1 is very important, but in my opinion, game 2 is even more important. Either you're up 2-0 or it's a split before you change buildings. Let me know. If you want me to cover this series more, make sure you like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. You're awesome.
Good timing. I was about to order our stuffed nachos